What's going on, beautiful royal family? All praises to the Most High God. Now, many of you have reached out to me in regards to this Will Smith / Chris Rock slap incident. Now, to be very honest, I really did not want to give this any attention. I did not want to speak on it, but being that so many of you asked my perspective on it, then I'm going to give it to you. Now, first and foremost, we have to make sure that we understand this. This whole situation doesn't have anything to do with God-fearing people. Anybody that's caught up in a Hollywood life, they disrespect the Most High on the highest level. So we're not going to look at it from that perspective. We're going to look at the situation as a whole. So first, let's start with this. Let's start with Chris Rock. Now, everyone knows that Chris Rock is an entertainer, and he has built a career on being an insult comic, and especially at the Oscars. So everyone that was in attendance in that building knew what they were in store for, and that Chris Rock could possibly bang on them. Okay? It's a part of the Oscars. That's just what they do. Now, I'm not a fan of Chris Rock. I never have been. Chris Rock has also made a career on insulting our sisters, and he's done it for quite some time. And he always attacked their hair, always has. So, with Jada Pinkett Smith, suffering from alopecia, that had to have been very sensitive to her. And I'm not saying that based on my opinion. I'm saying that based on the scriptures, because the Father said that a woman's hair is her glory. So for that woman, regardless of what her career is, for that woman to have to shave off her hair, because y'all remember Jada from back in the day, her hair was always on point, always. That was one of her trademarks. So for her not to have any now, because she suffers from alopecia, that had to have been sensitive to that woman. So now in regards to Will Smith. As a matter of fact, before I even go to Will Smith, I want to make another point in regards to Chris Rock. He didn't do anything any different than what Tila Tequila did to our sisters. Remember, we had that Israel wake-up call several months ago, and I had to go into her little ugly ass. So I hold Chris Rock and Tila Tequila in that very same category. All right, so now on to Will Smith. Did Will Smith have the right to go up to Chris Rock and slap him for what he said to his wife? The answer is no. I don't care what your opinion is. The answer is no. According to the scriptures, that is not how that should have been handled. Now, here is the scenario. Here is how that could have been handled. Chris Rock laid the joke in. Jada Pinkett didn't like it. She was disrespected by it. Now, Will Smith is a man, could have went and pulled him to the side and like, yo, my wife was disrespected by the joke that you made. So I'm going to need you to handle that apology, and I'm going to need you to do it right here publicly. That could have happened. But Will Smith did not give that man an opportunity. Because as the scriptures say, for any one of our brothers that's in a conflict with our brothers to go up to him and do what? Handle it with your brother. And if that didn't work, then you go get two or more and go do it again. And then at that point, then you're going to have to deal with what you got to deal with. But that's not what happened, though. Remember, we're looking at this from a biblical perspective. Now, the hood in me was like, all right, yo, son caught what he got. Right? He got what he asked for when it came to that. Because I am all about defending the honor of your wife. I'm all about that. But there's a way to do it. We've tried it on our way so many times, and we fail every time. Now, if we do things according to the way that the Most High said to do it, then it's going to work. Well, of course, that did not happen. And again, this did not happen because of ungodly people. So now let me tell you about the ramifications about what Will Smith did. Now, Will Smith went ahead and set a bar, a very dangerous bar at that. And I'm going to tell you how. Because now, a lot of these ratchet hoes, these little ratchet females, the little ratchet hatchets out there, they are going to be expecting for their man to attack every brother that comes at them sideways. And I say these little ratchet hoes out there because, as many of you know, a lot of these sisters be getting niggas to try to fight. That's dangerous. So now, what is she playing on? She's playing on that man's bravado, which ultimately affects his ego. So, of course, what is he going to start doing? These niggas are going to try to start fighting. Because you're going to have some little ratchet hoe down there. Oh, wait a second. Yo, hold up. You didn't hear what that nigga said about me? You don't see what he said or social media or whatever? So you're not going to go ahead and spin that nigga beak like Will did for Jada? So now you messing with the man's bravado, affecting that ego. And as we know with these little dudes out here today, these niggas don't fight, they clap. That's what they do. These little young niggas are punks. All these niggas do is shoot. So what does that do? That increases the violence within Israel. And Esau made sure that everybody saw that. And how? Because there is a 10-second delay in Hollywood on all live shows. They could have easily blanked that out, but they didn't. Why? Because it was two niggas beefing with each other. That took me, and King Marcus, thank you, because he mentioned this last night. That took me directly back. Do you remember the scene in Django where they had the two brothers fighting to the death? And it was all around Esau's entertainment. All of Esau was in a room. Remember that? That is the very same thing that they did at the Oscars. Here you have all of the so-called Hollywood elite right there in that room, and they watched that go down. That was 100% dead wrong. And our people have to realize that anything like that happens, that is a detriment to our society. And I'm talking about the society within Israel for our people. And it truly, truly was. This doesn't have anything to do with Will Smith and Jada Pinkett's marriage. This has to do with morals and how things should have been handled. And it was not handled correctly. And for anyone that condone that, you are truly, truly a devil spirit. Because nothing should have went down the way that it did. If you are walking in this truth, then you should know that that situation should have and could have been handled differently. And it should have been promoted to be handled differently. So now it doesn't matter about whether or not if Will Smith gets canceled or anything like that. The image is there. The image is there for our young people sitting there watching that. If they got a discord with their brother, to go up and smack the nigga in the face or punch him or shoot him or even talk bad about the man versus acting like a man, not even acting, should be being a man and going and talking to that brother, having a conversation where the two of you can actually converse and come to an understanding, even put an apology in there and even an embrace to squash the beef and create peace. But that did not happen. So that's the problem. So that is my perspective on the issue. If anyone has anything to say about it, you already know how to reach out to me. But that's my story. That's how I feel about it. I'm sticking to it. I'm going to keep it in the scriptures. And if anybody goes against that, then you really don't need to say anything to me, because I'm going to come out that book and I'm going to show you exactly what the Most High said. All right. So I'm also going to ask this. Stop talking about it. Please stop talking about it. It's gossip. Let this stop. All right. Let it stop. Shut it down. You have the power to shut it down. So I'm going to ask all of our family, please take this and shut this down. And with that being said, family, I love y'all. Remember, the Passover's coming up, and I will see you Friday night. I'm out.